Hello YouTube, welcome to Home and Garden Fix and Tricks. I'm Michael. I'm outside as usual. The wind is blowing and life is kicking. So as we say, welcome. In today's video we're going to talk about food waste in Jamaica. Recently I was watching a video over on Politics Watch, that's Sir Peace channel, and I was watching a video and Sir P was talking about Jamaica ranked number 4 in the world in terms of food waste, and it triggered something in my thought process, and I said, you know what, this video that I have planned, I am going to fast track it now, because I have this video in my head to talk about tree food crops and how Jamaicans waste tree fruit crops on an annual basis. So I said, you know what, it's a fitting moment for me to do this video. So the study that Sir P was citing was a study done by United Nations, and it ranked Jamaica 4th in the world in terms of food waste per household. What that means? It means that Jamaica is wasting food per household, per person, more than even America, developed countries like America and Canada. Now, some people may be watching this and I say, then how is that possible? But it is totally possible. And as an educator, I know that this is possible because I have seen it firsthand. And people who know what I'm talking about can comment it in the comment section. Now, at school, and this is just an example, this is a, casual observation. Children will get their lunch or their lunches, and the first thing they do, they kick out the vegetable, and then they say, oh, I don't like how this tastes, and boop, and they throw it away right in the bin. That's just one example. Another example, sometimes you, as a father, as a parent, as a mother, you cook, and when you give your children, they don't eat it. It's the dog get it and the cat get it, and we could go on and on. But today we're not going to talk about food waste as it relates to general food, but we're going to specifically look at tree fruit, how Jamaicans are wasting tree fruits, and how we can better make use of that resource and how it can benefit us as a people. Now, in preparation for this video, I was doing some research and I came across a study from 2017 that was done by the FAO, that is the Food and Agriculture Organization. They did a study in Jamaica and they said that they found out that 30% of Jamaica's agricultural produce is wasted every year. 30%. That value a whopping $7 billion. 7 billion. No, it's Jamaican dollar. Sorry, Jamaican dollar. 7 billion Jamaican dollar. Now, this other one is going to shock you. For the total fruit tree crops that Jamaica produce every year, Jamaica wastes over 60%. Let that sink in, people. Of the total tree fruit, and I'm talking about mango, avocado, guinea, apple, Jamaica wastes approx over 60% every single year. Right? I was trying to put a dollar figure to that. But if 30% is 7 billion, then we can just say 2 times 30 is 60. And if it's just round it off to 60%, I'm say a little bit over 60%, you could easily say 14 billion. $14 billion go to waste every year, and just Jamaica ball, and we say we're a poor country. We're not a poor country. I always tell people Jamaica is a very rich country. Very, very rich country. It's just that our resources are not being properly managed. Now guys, I choose to come under this mango tree. It's my neighbor mango tree. I'm standing on the wall. And why I choose to come under this mango tree today is because on the floor or on the ground is a testament to what this video is about. Now, this is the East Indian mango tree, guys. I'm going to show it properly. See it? See them? East Indian. East Indian. Very sought after mango. Right now we have a lot of them in the tree. Right? Very sought after. People can tell you that if you go in the States, these mangoes are very expensive. Upwards of $2, $3, $4 US per pound. Because that's what them sell for the mango. Not like we out there with just price one per pound. But look under the tree, guys. Look under the tree and see how many mangoes there. Wasted. See that? I can easily count 50 or more mangoes, and some of them are rotten. See them gone back to the earth. See them there? Putrefied. Right? That is just a testimony to what I am saying in this video today, and that is why I choose to come here. And this is East Indian. Can you imagine if I did stringy or a black here did number 11? Right? So let me just give you how I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to offer some recommendations towards the end of the video. So I want you to stick with me, and I want you to share this video as well, so that it can reach more people, so we can create awareness, so that we can cauterize this bleeding, this hemorrhage. Because to me, this doesn't make sense, and this is unsustainable. And if we are to reach sustainable goals, I don't know how we're going to continue on this trajectory. So we need persons who can change. Minister of Agriculture, government, non-government organizations, parents, teachers, students, well-thinking Jamaicans, everybody we need on board. We need to hear this. Now remember me saying now, for every single year Jamaica we lose 30% of the total food produced. 30%. I'm not even going to even mention the amount that we lose towards predator larceny. That's another story, that's another video. But we lose 30%. And that is, you know what we lose that towards? That is due to improper storage, improper post-harvest technology. Right? So that's when you pick the crop, for example, when you harvest the crop, you all know that, especially people living in the country, sometimes you see the market truck or the market bus come, and how they deal with the banana, how they deal with the vegetable, how they deal with the fruits, and just dash it down and dash that down. So by the time the people them reach a town to sell them produce, most of it is spoiled. That is what we talk about, improper storage and post-harvest management. So that is what leads to a lot of spoilage, and that is what causes a lot of loss. That is what the study revealed. That cause a lot of loss in terms of post-harvest management, lack of proper post-harvest management. So are the people them who are produce goods and who are sell these agricultural produce, manage your thing properly, man. Store them properly. Sometimes even the road, you go on the road and you're buying apples and them selling them or them storing them in the plastic bag. They not even punch a hole in the bag to make sure that because fruits, guys, you need to know this, you know. Fruits are living commodity. They are living things just like me and you. They need to breathe, right? So the fact that they are living, you have to take care of them. You have to store them properly. All right? The post-harvest management need to be top-notch if you're going to ensure that you reduce spoilage and maintain freshness for a long period of time. So that is what the study revealed. The culprit is improper storage and post-harvest management. That is what leads to $7 billion loss per year. So that is a low-hanging fruit, you know. No pun intended. If Jamaica and Jamaicans can just incorporate some proper storage and post-harvest handling, we will save $7 billion. $7 billion. Right? And the other loss now is due to just simple fruits dropping off of the tree and fall into the ground, and nobody consume them, nobody eat them, nobody use them. So that's what we're going to look at in the next segment of the video. Alright, so in this segment now we're going to look at what is really causing, what are some of the causal factors. Because if we are to treat anything, we have to find the cause. Just like for a doctor, if they are going to treat you for any ailment, they have to find the cause. Right? So based on observation and studies over the years, one of the things that Jamaica have a problem with in terms of tree fruits and why we waste so many, and and lose so much from it is the whole story of distribution. What me mean by that? Alright, we all know St. Catherine is a place where a lot of mango grow. But enough mango may not grow at Portland. So we may have a short supply of mango in Portland, but we have an oversupply of mango in St. Catherine. So that is what we call a distribution problem. People down at Portland need the mango, you know, but them have a short supply. And if them have a short supply, then the price is going to increase because based on supply and demand. When the supply is low, the price, and the demand is high, the price will go up. So that is one of the main problem, and that is just one commodity. Alright, another commodity is like you could say melon, even though melon is not a tree fruit, it's a vine. But if melon is mainly grown in places like St. Elizabeth, now we have a high supply of melon in St. Elizabeth and a low supply in St. Catherine, then you're going to have a problem, right? So most of it sometimes goes to waste. So distribution is a major problem, and we need to find ways, better ways, more efficient ways of distributing our produce. And not only distributing, but the lack of post-harvest management as well will affect distribution, because if you're not going to be able to manage them properly in terms of storing them and transporting them, then that can also add to problem with distribution. So if we just fix the distribution, you know, look at RADA, and RADA have these data. I see something now that RADA is now doing called farmers market, and that is a very good idea, where they will go right across the island and we'll have this farmers market where people can come out and purchase goods that may be in low supply in their particular area or local. So that's a very, very good idea from RADA. But as me say, the major problem is distribution, and distribution is a major problem because a lot of times from your neck of the hood where you are, you have a lot of particular stuff producing, and then another people over there like breadfruit, for argument's sake. A lot of breadfruit may be in Portland. So you see, even though Portland is not a mango parish, but they have a lot of breadfruit. And then in a St. Catherine now, you can't get breadfruit. While the breadfruit them down at Portland and drop off a tree. So we have a distribution problem. So when we fix that distribution, if we find somebody now that can really and truly go where these commodities are and take them to where the people who really need them, then we can solve a lot of these problems. We can solve a lot of waste, because I can tell you that's where the wastage come. I remember in the days when I was living in country, when my auntie and people come from town and come up. When they come up and them want stuff, I mean them when they get a bunch of banana, it's like the best thing. It's like the best thing since sliced bread, and then get a bunch of banana and then get 2 breadfruit. But we up there, it was nothing for us because we used to it. And that is the problem in Jamaica. We need to distribute. We need to store our stuff better. We need to do all the post-harvest management better so that the food can reach the people who really need it. And then after we solve the local issue, then we can sell the rest, the excess overseas. We can export it. And notice that I'm not even talking about export, because that's a different story. Because we need to fix the local shortage of food first before we even think about the export market. Right? Because we need to be food secure in Jamaica first before we even think about sending food overseas. Alright, so make write them down, people, because as I said, I like me think to be smooth and deliberate. So that's number one. We talk about distribution, and then number 2 now is awareness and the lack of knowledge. Now, lack of awareness, people sometimes just don't know the value of fruits. It may sound away, but what is the truth? They don't know. And especially children. Parents don't teach their children the value of fruits, eating fruits and vegetables. So what they do, they develop them from they are young, and they grow them to eat snacks every day. People who is my age, who born in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s and the 50s and the 40s, know what I'm talking about. We grew up, our fast food was fruits. Fruits and vegetables were our fast food, right? Summertime, you're gone to KFC, and you're sorry people. And our KFC was the guinea tree, or the pine walk, or the saucer walk. You know, that was our fast food back in the days. But now, these children now, they don't develop the taste. They don't want fruits. I can guarantee that if you even go around school gate and set up one food cart, only certain children will buy the fruit. Right? Only certain children. They don't value food. So we need to do more educational videos, As parents, we need to teach our children more about the values of fruits and vegetables so that from early they will develop that that sense of responsibility and that sense of appreciation when it comes on to fruits. All right. 3 now is, I think Jamaicans were lacking in terms of preparing fruits and vegetables in a creative way that the children will enjoy them. You know, they don't have to be in consuming their fresh state. They can be consuming juices, in jams. They can be consumed in other ways, dried. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, mango. If you have too much mango and the children don't love it like that, you can make juice. You can mix it with other fruits, right, and make juice. You don't have to give them fresh, even though fresh is the best. But you could mix it with other fruits and make juices and so forth, and then that is benefits. So instead of them giving them the soda and all of these things, we can give them the fruits. Even soursop, they may not want to eat the soursop like that, but if you make the soursop with juice, into juice rather, then they will consume it, right? And this is something that we are not going to change if we don't change it from the children. We have to target the children because they are the future, and as adult is we are feel the children them. Because even in my household sometimes it is convenient for us to just buy a drink rather than make the drink, right? I am guilty of that sometimes, but I try my best to make fresh fruit drinks, vegetable drink for myself and my children because I know the value of it. That's how I was grown, right? That's how I grew up. So that's the last one. So just to recap, guys, I have 3 things here. We talk about the distribution and the cost, we awareness and lack of knowledge, and 3, we talk about some creative ways for consumption. I think children do see fruit as some of them just see it as boring. So to get them on board and to get them interested in consuming it, you have to be more creative, right? Now, in conclusion, now I ask some of these I ask some questions, guys. How can we correct these issues? All right, how can we correct some of these deficiencies, some of these problems that we outlined earlier on in the video? 1, we need public education, and this video seeks to do just that. This is a public educational video, right, to drive awareness and to drive change in our young people. But the responsibility is squarely on the shoulder of the adults, because the children live what they learn and they depend on us for their information. So that is it. Public education. 2, we need better distribution systems in our country to distribute food that are not produced in a particular local area or parish, so that it can reach more people even before we start to think about export. Because I think in Jamaica we need to solve that food, because a lot of communities is experiencing this. Some people, some children, all they eat is just protein and carbohydrate, right? Their parents cannot afford to give them fresh fruits and vegetables. And it is not because it is not available, but because of the whole distribution of it. So that's 2. Better distribution system. 3, we need to look at more processing, more agro-processing, you know. We are too blessed to be so stressed. We are too anointed to be so disappointed. We have these fruits and vegetables going to waste annually, and we can process them. We can make things like juices, as I said, jams. We can make a lot of stuff from these things. We call them value added products, chips, you name it. You understand? Some other beverages, we can process them. We can can some of them, right? Pickle some of them. And lastly, people, we have to look at some more scientific ways. We have to do more research in terms of, and I think we don't necessarily have to do research, because I think the body of research is there already. We just need to adapt some of these technologies that exist elsewhere. We have to look at better storage, right? So not only processing, but better storage, better distribution of our fruits. As me say, we can't just allow the banana them to just show down on the truck and like that, and by the time they reach a Coronation Market, them are black, then turn black already. Or the tomato them squeeze up and the onion then gets soft and all these things. We have to look at better. We have to educate ourselves about post-harvest handling. How we can, for example, not a lot of people don't know this, you can transport green leafy vegetables with fruits like mangoes and so forth, because they produce a lot of ethylene, and ethylene is basically that is a gas, but it is responsible for the ripening process. So for example, if you store mangoes, ripe mangoes with green vegetables, after a while the leaves of the vegetables will turn yellow. It will start to ripe. But I can bet you a lot of people did not know that. Right? So we have to look at those things. We have to do it from a more scientific approach, from a more informed approach, so that we can reduce spoilage and become more sustainable and more food secure. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I hope the quality of the video comes out good. I'm not sure because I am outside and I can't talk and focus in on the camera at the same time. I'm going to be distracted. Right, so I know the audio is good though, and I know the message is clear, and it is now time for action. And what I need you to do first and foremost when you watch this video is to share it with your close friends and family, so that it can get more traction and reach more people like you. Because as I said, I always do videos like these, and when I do them, people don't watch them because people like the sensationalized videos. They love those, right? They choose those over this, and I think that is part of our problem as a people. We need to start to push educational videos like these. So I'm begging you, push it so more people can see it, so that it can help more people and reach more people like you. And as I always said, it is not in gathering the most, but is in sharing the most that the most is received. Thank you very much, and thanks for supporting the channel. For Home and Garden Fix and Tricks, I'm Nikal. Peace.